And welcome back to Who Would Win. And today's Who Would Win comes to us from Klaus John 12. It is Klaus John 12, right? I get that. Klaus John 12. He asked the question, who would win the fight, Beerus or SuperBoy Prime? Now, with Beerus, I've had Beerus on, I think, twice before. I put him up against Darkseid and Sailor Galaxia. So I can do Beerus off the top of my head. I had to look into SuperBoy Prime to double check that because SuperBoy Prime is not your average version of Superman. I mean, I'm not going to go on the spiel of what Superman men could beat Beerus and what Superman Beerus would beat. Let's just say that not every Superman beats Beerus, and definitely Beerus does not beat every Superman. But with normal Superman, with Superboy Prime, he was born in a different universe than other Supermen, obviously, but the Prime universe, if you will. And they didn't have superheroes in that universe. He actually was generally normal for the most part. However, after an event where another Superman came in to stop something happening, his Kryptonian cells actually activated because he is still Kryptonian, but due to circumstances, he didn't have powers for the longest time, and he became Superman. Then, due to some traumatic events, which events were the Final Crisis, Legion 3? Which one was it? Was it, we're going to say angry, homesick, wishing to return life? No. It was after Crisis on Infinite Earths. He kind of started going crazy, and eventually he snapped and just said, oh no, fuck you, I'm going to kill every one of you sons of bitches. And you know what? It's not wrong, because I'm Superman. That was basically it. That's basically how we saw the world. Eventually he was stopped. I'm pretty sure he was eventually stopped. After his defeat by the combined might of the surviving Titans, Superboy they imprisoned him in the Source Wall is what happened. Now, in terms of his powers and abilities, he has all the standard Kryptonian abilities, but they also are somewhat amplified due to his armor. So he wore armor that allowed him to constantly absorb more solar radiation, keep more closer to peak, even when he was close to a red sun. His heat blast is strong enough to kill a Green Lantern with his shield up with one strike. Obviously, he can travel light years in a blink of an eye. Has flown throughout the universe. He can travel through time by using speed alone. Well, that's pretty effing fast. Invulnerability. Extremely durable under Yellow Sun. He had blocked attacks from most heroes, thrown through a red star while he was draining his power without injury, fought two Supermen at once, and even survived attacks from the Anti-Monitor with only moderate injuries. Note that the Anti-Monitor is someone who is capable of destroying the entire universe. So this guy has universal levels of durability. It should be noted that because of the death of his homeworld, he is completely immune to reality-changing abilities of his enemies, such as imps of fifth dimensions. He was formerly empowered with the energy of the Guardians, but we're not going to use that. It kind of just enhanced his abilities. He was able to enter the fifth dimension as well as the Source Wall itself. Prime has always had the potential to become the Time Trapper and has access to all powers and abilities from across all time, if he were to access that potential. After recreation of his dimensional origin, Prime restored all of his previous powers due to actions of Black Lantern and Alexander Luthor. Okay, he only has basic hand-to-hand combat capabilities. He is immune to magic. He's immune to power mimicry, meaning you can't copy his abilities. He also seems to have kryptonite immunity, but solar energy loss is just as big an issue with him as it is for other Supermen. Can't see through lead. And his utterly single-minded purpose of creating what he believed was the perfect Earth. As such, his judgment was severely impaired when it came to dealing with others and achieving the goal. His mania and arrested emotional maturity level led to countless deaths across the multiverse, both intentional and from his rampaging carelessness. He had the inability to take responsibility for his actions, although he was able to reflect in the ease with which he showed fear when faced with something that he could not overcome, such as the conquests or consequences of him killing a guardian, obliterating Earth 51, attacking the Time Trapper, possibly killing the only person he loved in Earth Prime, or his girlfriend at the time. In addition, his obsession with recreating Earth Prime, he had many phobias, including fear of the darkness, fear of the dark, fear of being forgotten, fear of being trapped, all while displaying grandiose delusions of success once able to temporarily overcome a specific phobia. In addition to displaying signs of self-inflicted harm to himself by scarring his chest with an S, while in the company of Mini Red Sun Eater that had prevented the wound from healing properly. Anywho, so yeah, now we have Beerus, who is the god of destruction in Universe 7 in Dragon Ball Super. He is without little to go off. Well, okay, he is without little exceptions the strongest in Universe 7. Goku theoretically surpassed him when he went to full Ultra Instinct, but he is, even then, it's not clearly stated whether or not he did surpass Beerus when he went to Ultra Instinct. Beerus does know a minor version of Ultra Instinct, but he has not perfected it. Beerus' physicality, see, here's the problem right off the bat with putting Beerus against any Superman incarnation, is that physically speaking, Beerus probably Goku can't match a Superman in terms of just physical strength or durability alone. But that's why he's also a god, in that sense that he has God divine ki that he can enhance himself with. Now, when you factor that in, Beerus can easily take the punch of someone whose power can radiate and ripple and start to tear apart the universe. And that's just him going what's believed to actually be pretty low on the power scale. I mean, it's been theorized by a lot of people, including myself, that Goku's power in Super Saiyan God didn't even come to maybe a couple percent points of Beerus. Because, again, you scale Super Saiyan, and then you got a Kaioken linear multiplier on there. The numbers just don't add up in that case. Beerus clearly was lying. He was not going 70%. He just was not. Even Goku going Super Saiyan Blue times 10, Beerus said, no, I could still beat him without too much difficulty, even though it surprised the hell out of him. So, yeah, that's got to be it. So, Beerus is a universe destroyer at his full power. He's easily a planet, solar system, starbuster kind of individual. So Beerus's power, it's not absolute, but he has very few people he would actually have to answer to. He'd have to answer to an angel. Whis is stronger than him. He has to answer to the Grand Priest. He has to answer to Zeno. Other than that, he's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of, without actually ranking all the characters, in the 5th tier. He's now or third. No, he'd be a 4th, because you got Zeno's top dog, though I speculate there might be someone above Zeno. Grand Priest pretty much comes next. The Angels are in the 3rd tier, and Gods of Destruction come in the 4th tier. And Beerus is implied to probably be one of the stronger Gods of Destruction. Obviously, he has energy blast capabilities, fire blast. He can create giant, mini suns. His claim to fame technique is energy of destruction, which basically theoretically destroys whatever it touches, but it can be bypassed with other forms of energy. So Hakai energy or energy of destruction is not absolute in its own right as well. However, the technique of Hakai is nigh absolute. There's very little that Hakai cannot, the actual technique, can't do. Because it can destroy gods of the universe. It can destroy pretty much anything physical can be destroyed. It can destroy ghosts. The only thing it's theorized it can't destroy is immortals, as Beerus once put it in the manga. And that's because apparently the high-speed regeneration of the immortals basically negates that effect. But if you can find a way to get rid of the immortality, then you're good. So you have all that. Standard energy blast is Hakai energy. Unlike SuperBoy Prime, he is a very proficient martial artist. Is he the most skilled fighter? No, I would probably put him. No, Goku is still probably the actual better fighter of the two, but Beerus is just overall stronger. That's why he's able to overcome him easier. And Vegeta also is probably the better fighter. Just again, millennia's worth of experience tacked on to just a more powerful being, and still highly skilled martial artist. Beerus still can beat. It's like Beerus, and his terms of his overall his skill is just as a martial artist, maybe ranks in as an 8, whereas Goku's probably a 10. However, Goku's actual power compared to Beerus is like, I think they even said like a 6 to a 10. So you do the math on that, and Goku is still not as strong as Beerus. That's why Beerus wins. So it's basically along those lines. Now, how does this fight break down? Well, SuperBoy Prime went from universe to universe, so it's pretty easy. He goes to the DBZ universe, where he starts wreaking havoc, and Whis picks up on this, like, Lord Beerus, there seems to be an interloper. What is it, Whis? Can't you see I'm busy? And it's like, with my ramen. This guy's interrupting my meal. Ugh, come on, Whis. So they suddenly just appear in front of him. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah. Excuse me, but who are you? It's like, my name's Clark or Cal. He starts goes a little like, man, I'm here to. He basically starts going to say, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to ask you to leave, or else. And then it's like, I don't have to listen to you, and then just smashes Beerus right in the face, and immediately Beerus, who speed walk. Now again, this is one of those things that Superman's actual throw speed, like punch speed, is not the same as his actual traveling speed. Obviously, it's still fast as hell, but Wonder Woman could catch him. Flash can catch him. Like an actual, still his punching speed, while not quite as fast as his traveling speed, still Beerus was not able to predict it right off the bat. Even Whis is like, oh dear. It seems he cuts quite the power, though, Beerus. I'm well aware of that, Whis. And then Beerus that actually hurt. So I guess I get to have some fun after all. And they start going into a fight. Now, in terms, again, of an actual hand-to-hand fight between these two, Beerus is going to come out on top. SuperBoy Prime, from what it seems to state, only has some basic hand-to-hand combat experience. He has lots of experience fighting individuals, but in terms of actual skill, it's only basic level knowledge. Whereas Beerus has had far longer time to live, dealt with more skilled foes in terms of fighting, and he has at least power comparable on some level, possibly, to SuperBoy Prime. So in terms of a straight fight, they're going to be just throwing a blast against each other, just boom, boom, boom. Beerus is probably going to be landing more hits, but SuperBoy is so dense and durable that, and Beerus is holding back too, because Beerus can't really go full out unless he wanted to risk destroying the universe. So Beerus is not anywhere near close to full power, which means while SuperBoy's probably feeling his punches, they're not hurting significantly. Beerus even just blasts him, just boom, blast. He needs to make maybe singe, but SuperBoy just blasts him with his laser vision again. No, Beerus is knowing that actually, again, that hurt. SuperBoy again comes in, blasts him with an energy blast, and then just throws in. Maybe they hit a asteroid and just blows, and Beerus is like, I see. So this is how you want to play? Fine then! And then just powers up, just and then charges in again. More powerful. I'd say Beerus is maybe going 40% at this point. Charges again. This time catches SuperBoy off guard and delivers a solid punch. Just boom! And SuperBoy does feel this one. This one hurts a bit. Again, nothing terribly serious, but it hurts. And he's like, and then boom. So they're trading blows again. This time Beerus is not getting the more significant blows in, whereas SuperBoy punches are not quite having the same effect, though they're still hurting because, again, physically speaking, SuperBoy is going to outmatch Beerus, even with Beerus compensating with just energy, even with his God King. Now, that's going to how the fight's going to be drawn out for a while. Eventually, we're going to have to reach the point where these two characters are going all out. Now, the question is, does Beerus going all out with the capability of destroying the universe beat SuperBoy Prime? Now, SuperBoy Prime has universal, on some level, universal durability, because he was able to survive hits from the Anti-Monitor. Let's see here. I just want to get the durability back up. He also has a regenerative healing factor, super breath, all that. But yeah, anyway, where is your durability? Durability. Oh, invulnerability. Okay. He has blocked attacks from most Flamethrower Red Star that fought 2 Superman at once, and even survived attacks from the Anti-Monitor with only moderate injuries. So, if Beerus were to be going all out, he would... It's feasible he could. It's feasible. Here's the thing. I only can argue this. A normal Hakai wouldn't work as effectively on Superboy Prime because his power is that... Like, hypothetically speaking, you might even be able to Hakai Zeno-sama if you were to catch him off guard. But because he needs bodyguards. And I fully believe that the reason Zeno needs bodyguards is that while he is the most powerful being in terms of just pure power and ability, he's not a fighter. You could theoretically just shoot him in the head, maybe even with a gun, and he'd be dead. That's why he needs bodyguards. Someone could easily take him out in some ways. And I appreciate the new subscribers. Because I'm sorry, I just got an update on my computer saying, oh, someone just subscribed. He's like, yay! I love that. Anytime I see a subscriber, like, yay, people like me! But the question becomes, now, yeah, like I was going with, a full power Beerus using a Hakai, that I think does just, because the Hakai doesn't just destroy, it erases your existence. That I think Beerus actually does eke out the win. Not on a pure power scale wise, though, because on a pure power scale wise, I actually think Superboy is stronger than Beerus. But the problem is this. He is immensely unhinged with certain phobias. And if Beerus starts to bring some stuff up, especially like saying I'm going to what were his phobias again? Hold on. He had phobias of being trapped, being forgotten, and afraid of the dark. So, darkness is space right off the bat. He's used to it, but he's and he can kind of temporarily overcome some specific phobias. But still, it probably would leave him already unhinged somewhat. Beerus would probably bring us like, I'm gonna erase you from existence, and no one will remember even your name, and even that would probably scare the shit out of him. And obviously, having a phobia of being forgotten, being trapped, and all that stuff. So combined together, I think, and because Beerus is the more level-headed, Beerus is not unhinged, despite the fact he is arrogant. He is prone to some emotional outbursts every now and then, but they're more comedical than anything else. He's also polite. He's also well-spoken. I mean, he can be rude too, but generally speaking, he's a well-spoken, well-mannered usually. And no matter what, we've never actually seen him lose his never lose his cool, except briefly, like in the Battle of Gods movie, where he's just suddenly just screams like goes like, yeah! But even then, that was just because of the thrill. That was just because he was having fun with the fight. This would be one of those things where he would probably have some fun with the fight initially, but quickly realize that this guy actually might be stronger than me and could threaten the entire universe. But he's smart enough and a skilled enough individual to pick on. That's the X factor in this. Is the problem that Beerus has enough experience, enough years of knowledge and years of tactics that he would pick up on some things, including his phobia. Including noticing that when I bring this thing up or when we're dealing with this, he seems to act differently, and he would take advantage of that. Beerus would take advantage of that, especially with a threat that big. And a full powered Beerus putting all of his power that could destroy a universe into essentially a universal Hakai. That's essentially what it is. All of his power as a destroyer into one single attack. He would erase Superboy Prime. So I'm gonna go with Beerus. And I know there's going to be people who are going to disagree with that. That's fine. But here's the thing. For you people who are going to disagree with that, it's not by a lot. It is not by a lot. Now, I do think it's a realistic scenario that Beerus takes the advantage due to a psychological component in Superboy. But it's not by a wide margin. I'd go 55-45. Like, it's a 10-point swing. And if someone wants to argue for Superboy over Beerus, I'm not going to argue that. This is just one of those things that there's X factors involved. And from the way I look at it, the X factors point in Beerus' favor. And the biggest X factor is Superboy's mental instability, certain phobias, things along those lines. Beerus being a more level-headed, more overall skilled fighter and tactician, really, when you think about it, would take advantage of that. And if he were to use all of his power, not radiate it to destroy the universe, but use it into just one solid Hakai blast, and a Hakai technique, destroy technique, he could take out Superboy Prime, I believe. So I will go Beerus 55 to 45, but let me know what you think. Do you think, honestly, Beerus wins more often? Do you think SuperBoy stomps Beerus? Do you think it's closer or farther than I made it? Please put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, What If, anything new on this channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So it's the week of What Ifs. I'll be back with a What If a little later. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next